Imagine a time when David could gently slay Goliath on the racetrack. A time a small German upstart dared to challenge the titans of motorsports. In 1956, Porsche did not just compete, they unleashed a secret weapon. A car that would earn a legendary nickname, Giant Killer. This is Lost In. Strap in. Let's go. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Porsche 550A, a machine engineered for a singular purpose, to put competitors in submission and dominate the racetrack. And its proving grounds won the most brutal races on Earth, the Target Florio. Picture this, Sicily, 1956. Porsche's own Wolfgang von Heinstein is here, staring down the barrel of the 1956 Target Florio. This was not just a race, it was a 44.7 mile gauntlet of treacherous back roads. We're talking an average of 20 blind turns per mile. And the driver they were pushing for, the legendary Umberto Magaloi. A controversial choice, sure. Definitely gonna ruffle some feathers, but a necessary one. This race, though not counted towards the race car championship, was a statement. A test of the 550A sheer toughness and versatility. The stakes were immense. A single mistake meant a catastrophic collision with a bridge embankment, a tree, or a roadside boulder. This was no gentle Sunday drive. This was a gladiatorial competition, a test where metal met unforgiving Sicilian rock. But von Heinstein, after a crucial conversation with Ferry Porsche himself, decided to take a gambling chance. Race day, the air crackling with anticipation. Vincenzo Florio himself flags off the white Porsche, number 84. But look who's roaring away from the start line. Eugenio Castellati in a monstrous Ferrari Monza 3.5 liter. What a beast! And past Targa winner Piero Taruffi, powerful 300S Maserati. The titans of racing were there, present, metal to the pedal. Porsche was the little underdog. Castellati, true to form, set a blistering pace, leading the first lap. Magaloli in the humble 550A was in third. But then the unthinkable happens for Ferrari in the second lap. Transmission failure. Suddenly, after passing Cavallanti's OSCA, Magaloli was in the lead. Taruffi tries to challenge, but even his Maserati was slowed due to fuel tank repairs. And here's where the legend truly begins. Despite von Heinstein standing by for relief, Magaloli was a man possessed. After 6 laps, he made his sole pit stop. This was an act of sheer human endurance. 4 laps later, underneath the pitiless, scorching Sicilian sun, a sunburnt Magaloli took the checker flag. Almost 8 hours of single-handed driving at a faster pace, a longer distance than the 1954 champion. This wasn't just a win, this was hailed as Porsche's greatest victory since Porsche started building cars. And to top it off, a little cherry on top, a private Porsche team clinched the victory at Montaharium that very same day. But how did this underdog little race car achieve such a monumental feat? The answer lies in the engineering. Porsche wasn't just making cars, they were perfecting them. The 550A was a direct response to the powerful Maserati 1500s that were out at the time. Richard von Frankenberg's crucial test drive of a 150S Maserati brought back invaluable intelligence. While power was not the main issue, the 1500 RS engine was refined. Compression ratios were bumped to 9.8, more expensive Weber carbs were installed, replacing the standard Solex carburetors. However, the game changer, taking the distributor from the camshaft to the crankshaft, resulting in better timing for the motor. This seemingly small tweak unleashed the motor's true potential, The factory cars typically pushed out 125 HP to 130 HP, with a peak of 135 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. The torque had a sharp improvement as well. Other crucial upgrades followed as well. There was a switch to a 12-volt electrical system and an addition of an extra side-mounted fuel tank, increasing the capacity to 34 gallons, which was the legal maximum for Le Mans. But the true revelation was the chassis. The original 550's ladder frame, a product of strained resources and racer input, was finally overhauled. Porsche engineers, drawing inspiration from the Mickey Mouse Spider project, created a tubular space frame. This new frame was a marvel, 3 times stiffer in torsion, and get this, it was 35 pounds lighter, weighing a mere 95 pounds. This frame style eliminated the need for separate body supports. Even the rear body shell was meticulously lightened. It was lightened by 59 pounds, bringing it to a petite 139 pounds. Gone were the cumbersome up-pivoting features, replaced by clever hinge lids for access to the carburetors. With a stiffer frame, of course, the suspension had to go into overdrive. Fin shocks and dampers were installed. Originally developed for Mercedes-Benz Grand Prix cars, a new ZF Ross design steering box was installed, a design so good it would be adopted for production in the 356 civilian models. But the greatest leap forward was in the rear suspension. Instead of the 645 design, Porsche opted out for a design from Daimler-Benz, a low pivot swing axle, and this relocated the axle pivot point downwards and inwards, significantly lowering the rear roll center. What did that mean for the driver? Less oversteer, more consistent rear wheel negative camber, and a reduction in the jacking effect that could lift cars as they go around corners. On the Monshine Airport skid pad, the results were staggering. The speed in which rear wheel breakaway occurred on the largest curves jumped from 47 to 56 miles an hour. This was almost a 20% improvement. And as Egon Forstner, the 645 creator, observed, breakaway occurred in a gentler manner, thus could be more quickly perceived by the driver and corrected for. This was a game changer for driver confidence and control. Ken Miles, who raced an X-Works 550, said it best. The sum total of the various modifications was an improvement in handling that was almost unbelievable. Gone was the excessive oversteer. The RS was a forgiving car as one should ever hope to meet. He even said steering the 550 was very much a matter of large movements. The new improved RS could be steered with a flick of the wrist. The numbers didn't lie. Porsche's own figures showed the 550A could blast from 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds, to 80 in 10.5, to 100 in 14.4, and 120 in 22.6 seconds. This wasn't just a race car, this was a revolution. The first 550A, still unpainted, sparkling in the sunlight from hammer marks still, was test-driven in early 1956. It even made an early, though unsuccessful, race at the Magnolia, but its true public debut came May 27, 1956, at the 1000 race at the Nürburgring. Driven by Wolfgang von Trips and Magaloli, it, with a newer sister car, dominated its class, finishing 1st, 2nd, and 4th and 6th overall. And it was after this stellar performance that the 550A, still distinguished by its carburetor vents, made its epic journey to Sicily. There, it would rewrite history and dominate the Target Florio. The message was clear: a new giant killer was born. The Porsche 550A. Porsche had arrived, a testament to Porsche's engineering prowess, symbolizing a daring spirit, a legend forged on the toughest roads. What do you think about this incredible machine? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share this with your primo. It might bother them, but we would deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you on the flip side. Até o próximo. Ciao, ciao.
Tchau.